You're still on your channel of choice, Sahara TV, Everything Africa. Roughly a year or so ago, the world woke up to the dastardly kidnapping of over 200 girls from a Nigerian boarding school. A year on, no action seems to have been taken, and the world continues to cry, bring back our girls. In commemoration of 1 year of this rather unfortunate incident perpetrated by the infamous group Boko Haram, we are reaching out to Nigeria and to a famous youth leader from the Chibok area who is going to tell us what the situation is in that area 1 year down the line. We welcome to the studio Dr. Manasseh. You're welcome to Sahara TV, Dr. Manasseh.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you too for your time, sir. So let's start by asking you, 1 year down the line, what's Chibok looking like? Are people still remembering these girls?
Yes, people are so much still in touch with these girls in terms of remembrance, because these are living teenagers, taken in government custody for 363 days today, 65 plus 3. Nothing about them, no news about them, no news about briefing about any rescue operation, no contacts from government to the parents as to, telling them what they have done so far in trying to secure the freedom of these girls. So it has been pain and trauma all this 1 year and few days.
So if one were to go to Chibok today, what are some of the physical signs that we are likely to see, which says we still remember, we will never forget?
Well, nothing like a monument in remembrance of these girls, but the only thing that will show that, yes, things are not right with that community is the burnt school that is laying on a very massive land, empty, closed. No activity is taking place, absence of school completely in that region. Nobody is going to school. So and anybody you see, you know that, yes, these people are living in fear every now and then, because the future is uncertain. People have lost all sorts of livelihood. People have lost farms and businesses. People have lost their family members and loved ones. So it's all about the misery of the general population.
I see. I believe there are other schools in the Chibok area. How are children still going to school? How do parents feel letting their children go to school under such circumstances?
No, as far as secondary school is concerned, that's high school. Chibok has only one high school, that is government secondary school, Chibok. And for the past 1 year, children of high school age have not been in any school. They have been home, no any form of education to all those people, aside those that were displaced and are now maybe in school somewhere, or are still looking for admission to school in other parts of Nigeria. But as far as Chibok is concerned, there is nothing like high school as at now.
I see. So back to the anniversary, was there any event at all in Chibok itself to commemorate the unfortunate incident?
Yes. There was a gathering, of all the parents and concerned members of that community, and some people came from other places to sympathize with the parents 1 year of absence of their children. So we had some civil society group and some advocates of girl child education. They went to Chibok and had a one-day program with some of the parents that are still in Chibok, because, as we all know, after the serial attacks on other communities around Chibok, some of the parents of the Chibok girls that are still in abduction are also IDPs in other locations in and around Abuja, and not all of them are really found within the Chibok local government, but good number of them are in Chibok, and they had a program on that 14th of April 2015 to commemorate the 1 year of abduction of their children.
So we understand that the government at a point offered some monies to the affected families. Can you speak to this?
Well, that was not the correct context, because government officials did not go to Chibok, as we all know, to have a talk with these parents all this 1 year. But on coming of Malala Yusuf to Nigeria, and with pressure from the Bring Back Our Girls advocates in Abuja, the president sent for the Chibok parents to come to Abuja for him to have meeting with them instead of him going to Chibok. And they were in Abuja on the 22nd of June, I think, yes. And the money was not given to the parents. We had a meeting with the president, and they retired to their hotel rooms to wait for onward transportation back to Chibok. And some people were sent by the government to come and give some stipend to some of the parents and the 57 escaped girls. But even at that, not all of them got that money. And the next day, what we saw over the media was the community were fighting over money. But we had a press conference, and we set that record straight. We asked the government, and even the government came out and denied giving any penny to the Chibok parents. If your citizens come to see you as a president, and the fact that some of them have lost all form of livelihood, and you want to give them a stipend to buy bread on their way home, is in order. But there are right ways of giving assistance to displaced people or to people in distress.
So essentially,
those right channels were not followed. And the people came to Abuja with structures. They came with their traditional rulers. They came with the members of the school authority. And even among the Chibok parents, those that have lost children to this abduction, they have constituted themselves with a leadership among them in case anything that is coming, in terms of meeting or whatever. These are the people that will arrange us for anything. They have structure. So it is out of place for government officials to come, in the wee hours of the night, and then just be moving from one room to the other and giving some amount of money, undisclosed amount of money to some people, only for us to get that over the media. So it didn't go down well with us. We were not happy with the government, and we took that up and we set a record.
That's well clarified, and thank you for the clarification, because there was quite a bit of uncertainty about that whole idea of the parents accepting monies from the government for this. Let me ask you again. A lot of people have lambasted the way the government has responded to all of this. Do the natives of Chibok, yourself included, feel like things are going to be different under a new president, that's General Buhari, or President-elect Buhari?
Well, I hope so, and I am optimistic about that, because I have been critical on this government all this while, because since the day of this abduction, the government has been handling this issue of abduction of these Chibok school girls with lackadaisical attitude. And we kept asking for the truth. All we need to know is the truth. The government cannot tell us the truth. We asked for a briefing on rescue operation. Up to now, no one has said anything on the rescue operation. When they said they were negotiating for test swap, we asked for questions, nothing happened, and there was no test swap. They announced again there was going to be a ceasefire between Boko Haram and Nigerian government, and we questioned the modalities at which that announcement was made, and we queried that ceasefire. There was no ceasefire, and no government official went down for that, and there was no excuse, no explanation to that effect, because that ceasefire was to translate to the release of the Chibok girls. No girl was released. There was no ceasefire. Boko Haram continued with their onslaught up to today. So that has made us to come to this point that this government has not been sincere in the issue of rescue of these girls.
And you believe that General Buhari will do a better job of it? Will make a better job of it?
Yes. I'm optimistic about that, because when he was head of state, similar thing happened. There was a religious sect that disturbed same Northeast, and I think he handled that within shortest possible time. And the fact that he himself was accused of being sympathetic to this cause of Boko Haram, we are not calling on him to end insurgency alone, but to launch a very systematic investigation with the view of exposing all that are associated with Boko Haram, that are associated with the abduction of the Chibok girls, and why there was no briefing on rescue operation, and why this thing lingered up to this place, and all the corruptions involved, especially as pertain to the military handling of the prosecution of this war on terror.
Okay. As far as the issue of briefing on the rescue operations, I don't know what the government or the military said, but I don't know if they are working on the premise that these operations have to be kind of covered until they actually get something done, and then they can get on the ground. But let's move on. Finally, you were invited to an event in Abuja, which commemorated the anniversary of the kidnappings. Can you tell us briefly about that? We're running out of time. Can you sum it up in about a minute or so?
We had a whole 7 day. We had a whole 7 day running down to the 365 days of these girls in abduction. So on day one, we had a protest to the police headquarters, still demanding for rescue of these Chibok girls. We had some media engagement. We had other marches around Abuja to raise awareness that these girls are not bad, and the online campaign with the hashtag Chibok girls never to be forgotten. Why we did this is to keep the demand for these Chibok girls on the front page, so that it should not be swept under the carpet like the other abduction and massacre of Nigerian citizens that happened over the years. So the campaign ended with the school girls march, which we had 219 school girls that volunteered as Chibok girls ambassadors, and they marched to the Federal Ministry of Education here in Abuja to demand for not just for the rescue of the Chibok girls, but to have an assurance that will they be safe if they go back to school, because now everybody is afraid of sending his daughter or a child to school, because nowhere is safe, and we want to have that assurance from government that yes, they are safe to go back to school. So that march is not just to demand for the immediate rescue of these girls, but for increased security around all schools in Nigeria. That was the last program we had on the day 365, which marked the 1 year of these girls in abduction.
We would like to convey our congratulations to you, Dr. Alan Manasseh, for the work that you and your others like you are doing to make sure that the 200 and something parents who have lost their kids will at least have a feeling or a sense of something being done on their behalf. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and we hope to reach you again sometime soon.
Thank you.
Sahara TV, stay tuned. There's more coming.